Hello, hello, Divine Feminine. I have just gotten done with your counterparts reading, the Divine Masculines reading. I looked into their energy. Many of you are also in the process of or have already reached inner union, so you'll want to have a listen to that reading for your inner Divine Masculine, as well as a soulmate or kindred or the person you identify as your divine counterpart, or some of you call Twinflame. But a few quick announcements, and then we're going to hop right into your reading. So this will be a reading especially for the Divine Feminine energy. As you know, it's an energy. If I refer to he or she, it's just for ease, but it's an energy, it's not a gender. Okay, so understand that, and then it's much easier to move forward. Also, it's not like one counterpart is the Divine Feminine, one counterpart is the Divine Masculine. It's energy. You can't be energy. You can embody the energy. You can be in the energy of that predominantly, but you're not actually the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine. So I wanted to clarify that. In addition, if you are after a personal reading, if you'd like a personal reading, I offer several different astrological readings. You can check them out on my website, North Node Readings, to find your purpose, your destiny, as well as look into past lives, your gifts, your talents, etc. It's a 75-minute live reading with me. All the readings are live. They're not pre-recorded. And I offer full moon, new moon readings. So we've got a new moon coming up in Leo. I'll be doing a reading for that. I also have your Saturn retrograde reading, your Jupiter and Aries reading, so lots of things to choose from. And if you're interested in coaching sessions, in particular, if you want help in finding your purpose or just help with clarity on the twin flame journey and understanding, you can book a coaching session with me or a series of sessions. And then lastly, I've just released a twin flame workbook, so that's for sale up on the website as well. Very excited about that. So yeah, I think that's it for announcements, and we're going to get right into your reading. So I actually want to start with a deck that I've been using a lot this week, the Angels and Ancestors deck. And I want to have a look into what you need to know right now, Divine Feminine. So what does the Divine Feminine most need to know at this time? So how are the angels and ancestors guiding you, and what messages does my Divine Feminines out there need to know? Interesting. Both you and the Divine Masculine have the Elder card. So it looks like part of that inner union process is you're both moving towards the resolution of ancestral patterns. Interesting to see that come up for both of you. You also have the Magic Guardian, who's been with you really all week. I think she came out in 2 separate readings, Divine Feminine. So, you know, you are the magic, you are the creator, you are the destroyer, right? Destroy. It's like the process, I can't talk. It's like, I'm so excited. It's like the process of destruction leads to creation. I've been saying that all week as a theme because it just keeps coming to me. And it's from a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. It's from Californication, I believe. Something about destruction breeds creation. There's other lines in between, but it's this idea that you have everything you need inside of you. And the masculine receives similar messages today. It's like you're the balance card, the temperance card, and having all the tools in your tool belt, knowing what you need to do and then doing it, and not being afraid to venture out on your own. Don't be afraid to break away from things that, are reminding you, like maybe things your ancestors struggled with. Maybe they struggled to get out of abusive relationships or situations. Maybe they didn't speak their truth. And one thing that's coming up right now, Divine Feminine, is this narcissistic template. So this is to be, it's coming up in order to be vanquished, like completely resolved once and for all. So if it's coming up for you in any of your relationships or in yourself, just recognize it, acknowledge it, and be that gray rock. Don't feed the negativity. Just be the person who brings peace and stability and harmony, and don't allow it to affect you, because honestly, we don't have time for that shit. We don't have time to let something outside of us affect our inner peace that we work so hard for. So if you're in that situation and you feel as though someone is trying to take you down, someone is trying to knock you down or belittle you, or in any way just kind of like one-up you for whatever reason, don't engage, would be my best advice. Several of you have emailed me this week with different situations and different just relationships in your life that seem to be suffering at this time. So I just want to, give you guys that vote of confidence. Don't don't deny yourself the gift that this is. Like, you have everything you need inside of you. You can move beyond these patterns, beyond the patterns of power, struggle, and control, and you can come out of this on the other side. Sometimes, I think 100% of the time, the negative energy feeds on you feeding it. So if you just don't respond or don't react, then it will dissolve itself because it has nothing to feed on. So keep in mind that that's playing out right now in the world out there collectively. You could see that in different ways. You could see that, from a barista, like the coffee shop you go to. You could see that in your friends' circle or family members. You could see that just with strangers or in any interaction, honestly. And we have the stargazer. Yeah, set your sights higher, like look beyond, move beyond, look beyond, gaze beyond those ancestral patterns. Don't just repeat the past. And by the past, I mean not only your past lives, but the actions or reactions of your ancestors. So create a new reality, create a new timeline. Don't just stay stuck in that old timeline because it's not serving you. It's not serving your generational line. It's not serving future generations, and it most certainly isn't serving the present. So take yourself to that higher perspective. And that's another thing that's been playing out in my readings this week, is seeing things from that eagle's eye perspective, getting, above the mundane and the ordinary, and being able to look and see things through a new, fresh set of eyeballs. And when you can do that, you can see what's really playing out and what's really happening. And it could just be that there's like a parasitic energy that is attaching to someone you love, and it's not even really them, and it's feeding off of the conflict, it's feeding off of the interaction, it's feeding off of your misery or your pain. So don't allow that to take you out of your peace, out of your little bubble, and don't allow that to deter you from what it is that you're supposed to be learning here. Because honestly, there's a huge learning lesson right now coming up, Divine Feminine, huge learning lesson. With elders showing up for both the masculine and the feminine, I feel like you guys are both working on this together. Even if you're not, in communication, and you're not talking in the 3D, you're working on this in an energetic realm. There's a message of healing change now from the elders. So the message is, you can change. We can change these patterns, these cycles, and we can heal from this once and for all. There's a lot of journeys that this elder, person it's like he's a soul and he's in this human, like having this human experience, but he's had to go through many, many journeys, and you can see the lines on his face and the struggles. You can see that he's been through some shit. And so it's like, it hasn't come easy for him to find this resolution. And it's a reclaiming of his power. It's a reclaiming of the generational line. It's a reclaiming, this is for you, for your family. And if you've had expectations in your life, like we all have, and you've been let down, you've had expectations and then things have failed, or they haven't gone your way, or life hasn't panned out the way in which you expected, or somebody turned on you, or, in some way, or illness befell you or a loved one, or in some way you feel like maybe life betrayed you. This is the message that says it's time to move beyond the expectations of those things happening again. So healing your family lineage, past, present, and future, and you get to decide from here on out what you want to take on and how you move forward. So I hope that's an empowering message for you guys, because it's definitely meant to be empowering, and it's meant to help you move forward and shift out of any negativity or fear or doubt or lower vibrations that you might be engaging in right now. Or even not even engaging in, that you just might be stuck in, honestly. So let's get some messages here for the Divine Feminine from the Tarot deck. Power, strength, yeah. Triumphant success, interesting. This is I believe that's the Ace of Pentacles. Oh gosh, 2-1. So definitely fresh new beginnings coming in, Divine Feminine. Love begins. I think this is a lot of self-love, a lot of love for the ancestors, love for the struggles that they've been through, even love for the journey itself, as fucking challenging as it's been. The acceptance, I'm choosing love. I'm choosing the vibration of love. I'm choosing the vibration of peace and harmony. Emerging from this, they tried to bury me, but I emerged from that. You can't bury a warrior. You can't bury somebody who's meant to be extraordinary. And extraordinary can show up in different ways, but you are definitely embracing your true power. And this is like, it's the power, the quiet power that comes, the quiet fortitude that comes kind of in the background or in the shadows, but then, you know, steps forward to be able to deliver very much the message of healing, the message of healing yourself, healing the collective. And again, we see that sort of, you know, half lion, half man, but the energy of an elder, the energy of somebody who's been through something and is learning to come out on the other side of that. The strength card is associated with Leo. So we have the fire energy. We have the energy of the sun, or the energy of 1,000 suns here. The energy that's connected to your solar plexus, the center and seat of your personal power. And from where, you know, you take from that, especially if you're having these altercations or situations with people in your lives, Divine Feminine, you're really drawing on the energy and the power of that solar plexus in order to keep you moving forward. You have unlimited power, you know, at this time that you can really command at any time. And although typically you'll see, like, we think of typically in the 3D of power as only physical, this is actually mental power, mental prowess, spiritual power, you know, emotional power, the power to, you control your own emotions. Don't let somebody control them. Don't let somebody, you know, be the reason you're crying or be the reason you go into an outrage. Don't blame other people. You know, take responsibility for your emotions. Take responsibility for how you're choosing to react to what somebody says or does, or a situation that you find yourself in, rather than giving your power away. Because we don't just give our power away by engaging in arguments. We give our power away also by letting somebody define our experiences. Letting somebody else tell us how we feel or who we are or what we're worth. Don't let somebody do that, Divine Feminine. Every obstacle is here to teach you. And I think that's the message coming through, is the obstacles are here to teach us, Divine Feminine. They're not here to punish us. And that's something that the masculine is really coming to terms with, and is starting to realize that this journey wasn't here to punish me. It's actually here to teach me. And, you know, people hurt us, right? It says, well, love hurt me. No, a person hurt you. Somebody hurt you. Love didn't hurt you. Love is, you know, unlimited. Love is unconditional. And if it's conditional, it's not really love. Then it's codependency, or it's, you know, infatuation, but it's not really love. So this is not a punishment, even if it feels like it is, Divine Feminine. Okay, so for your animal omens, the animals that are currently assisting you, walking with you side by side on your journey, beautiful. We've got the blue whale, unity within, inner union is the first thing that comes to me. Resonance, because the whales and dolphins both, they use, what is it called? It's not supersonic. They use that specialized form of communication where it's like underwater audio, and I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but it's magnificent. They're ancient messengers of the divine. They're ancient messengers. They're history. They're part of our history here on earth. They're part of, you know, they define spiritual mastery. These are emotionally intelligent beings. They're sentient beings. And when you see blue whale coming up, it's like you've reached a certain level of mastery, Divine Feminine. Again, don't let somebody take you out of that seat. Don't give the microphone to somebody who doesn't deserve to have it in your life. Don't let somebody else define you or tell you who you are or what kind of a person you are. Take control. Take back the microphone. I can't remember where I first heard that, take back the microphone. I think it was just today, actually. I was having a conversation with a friend, and there's a book she's reading, and she said the author was talking about take back the microphone. I believe it's the creator of It Cosmetics, and she talks about, like, who are you giving the microphone to in your life? So I would also, like, who are you giving the microphone to? And is it the wrong people? Is it somebody who's putting you down, or is it somebody who's going to lift you up and support your ideas and inspire you? And I think this is really important, because this is definitely about the throat chakra. There's an exposure here of the throat chakra. There's an exposure. There's a vulnerability here. You know, whales are incredible. They've been on this planet for 50 million plus years, I believe. And they bring the message to you of create your song of creation. Don't let anybody else Don't let anybody else stomp on that or tell you that you're not good enough, or again, try to bring you down to their level. Just keep doing you, keep being you, keep doing things that bring you happiness and singing your unique song. You have something to share, Divine Feminine. The world wants to hear this. And you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to defend yourself to anybody. I think that's another strong message that's coming through. Shine your light. Breathe your light into the world. Breathe it, throughout everything that you touch, everyone that you talk to, everything that you in every experience you encounter. Allow yourself to be the embodiment of light, be the embodiment of peace, the embodiment of joy, and don't let anyone take you out of that, Divine Feminine. So there's an awakening in consciousness definitely that's happening for some of the Divine Feminines, reminding you that you are a part of this great masterpiece of life, that you are a part of the whole. You're a very important part, and there are people who are going to try to as a challenge, maybe it's a soul challenge, maybe it's something you signed up for, but they're going to try to take you out of that energy or out of that state. Don't allow that to happen. Really, really, this is like rise to that higher consciousness. See this from the higher perspective, how things are playing out. And then we have Crow, Divine Feminine, communication. Yeah, communication. Both cards here of communication, strong throat chakra energies here. So communicate, transformation, tell your story, universal law, tell your story, Divine Feminine. Don't hold back. What is your story? How do you share? Is it the written word, the spoken word? Is it through art? Is it through science? Is it through math? How is it that you want to create in this world? And what is the impact that you want to leave? What is the story that you're trying to tell? Okay, this Crow is the guardian of your unique story. So this is very much the energy of sing your unique song, tell your unique story. Very, very powerful energies indeed, Divine Feminine. Just really, this is such a powerful time to tap into your energy, your destined path. I would be honored to read for you. I would be honored to look into your North Node energies and spend those 75 minutes with you and talk about, where your soul has been and where it's going and why you feel like you're here and what that path looks like from an astrological standpoint, looking at it from karmic astrology. Those are my North Node readings, my absolute favorite readings of all times. But Crow is asking you, what is the purpose of your path? What is the purpose? Why are you here? Why have you had to go through what you've gone through? And what have you learned? And what have you learned so that you can move beyond the past? What have you learned so that you can sing your unique song? What have you learned so that you can step into this next cycle of romance, this next cycle of physical success? Embodying your true strength and power in such a beautiful way that you affect everything and everyone around you because of just being who you are. So I really encourage you guys, really soar higher, guys. See beyond, step into the mystical this week. See beyond what it is that you're seeing with your own two eyes. Know that you are the magic, you are the guide, you are the healer, and you are the teacher. So I hope this has been, I hope this has had resonance with you and made an impact. I'm so grateful you're here, and I'm so grateful for all of my moderators, and I look forward to working with you. Take really good care, guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon.